Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Got to give some shout outs. Got to give a shout out to Fred Flintstoner in Canada. You fucking hoser. He showed some love in the comment section. He asked for a shout out. So there you go, man. Also got to give a shout out to Andrew and Brian at builditgame.com. They sent me a demo of the game. You can tell by the name. It's a board game about building the wall. They got cards with like different politicians on it. Like there's one with Hillary Clinton on there. And with that card, you can jump over any wall. Like it's all kinds of shit like that. It looks good. The look of the game is good. The concept of the game is funny. So I'm actually going to play it tonight. So shout out to them. I appreciate that, guys. Also, my man Nick B at Upstate New York. Appreciate the green gear purchase, which you can get. New designs. As a matter of fact, I'll be launching one today. So it'll probably be either on the later today or tomorrow. But Teespring link in the description box to get green gear, new designs. Man, so I didn't do a video yesterday. I was going out to see some friends of ours. Shout out to Bruce and Catherine. But my wife wanted me to take my son with me, so he was in the car. You know, no can do when the kids are in the car. But so many things have happened in the last 48 hours. And really, some of them good, some of them bad. But very interesting. But definitely the good outweighs the bad. First of all, 50 Cent. 50 Cent came out and endorsed Trump because, as we well know, people vote with their wallet. All right? They vote with their wallet. Who is going to leave me the most money at the end of the day? Who is going to rob me for the least amount of taxes? And if your ears work, Biden has said, we will raise taxes. He said a few times in front of donors, you guys aren't going to like this. And literally, this is what he said. I'm not paraphrasing. He said, you guys aren't going to like this, but I'm going to raise your taxes. He said many times that he's only going to raise the taxes on those that make more than $400,000 a year, i.e. the people who own the businesses that we work at, whether on a small business scale or a large corporation scale. Usually the rich people own the businesses that most people work at. So if you make them go buy and take their business overseas, where they take their business, get the jobs, and we're still left holding the bags and we still have to pay these fucking ridiculously high taxes. So 50 Cent saw that and he said, hey, you got to vote for Trump. Unless you fools have lost your mind, you got to vote for Trump. Trump posted a cover, I think it was a New York Post, and the magazine or cover of it, and it said, 50 Cent said, I'm not trying to be 20 Cent. 50 Cent wants to hold on to his money. We all do. And the more you have, the more you want to hold on to it. So he's saying, unless there's something wrong with your ears and your eyes and your brain, why in the fuck would you vote for Joe Biden just on that alone? Never mind the steep cliff of socialism that he wants to shove the entire country over. Never mind that. Never mind this bullshit free healthcare, free college, Green New Deal, horse shit. Never mind soft on crime, soft on China, hard on you stupid taxpayers. Never mind that. Just on his tax policy alone for the rich. If you vote for him, you're like lambs voting for the slaughterhouse. You're campaigning for the slaughterhouse. The very place you're going to go into and they're going to cut your throat. That is who you are campaigning for. You rich people who are voting for Biden and Harris because your TDS is terminal and you are blinded by it. You're not making rational decisions. So there are going to be some people who are ushering in their own demise. 50 Cent is not one of them. 50 Cent, you got Ice Cube. And not that Ice Cube is endorsing Trump, but the Trump campaign is the only campaign that wanted to work with them. He was on Cuomo's show, and he said both campaigns hit him up. They contacted him, but the Biden campaign said, let us get back to you after the election. The Trump campaign said, why don't you come over here, we'll have a meeting, see what you got. Let's do something now. So if you have something important to you that you want to be taken seriously and you want to start the work on it, who are you going to go with? The one that says, oh, hold on? Or the one that says, let's do this right now? Let's do it right now. That's what Cube did. So, of course, they're both catching a lot of shit, because if you are in the entertainment world and you go anywhere near Trump, you are now radioactive. You are now a traitor to your race somehow. And Ice Cube is trying to get stuff done for black folks. It's in the acronyms of his agreement. What's it called? The Contract with Black America? It's in the title. Yet he's catching backlash because TDS is terminal. These are not rational thinkers. When a disease takes over your mind, you are no longer a rational thinker. This is like political Alzheimer's. They're senile. They're doing and saying crazy things that they normally wouldn't. Because something has rotted their brain. Something has taken over their mind. Same thing. So it makes sense because, what they call that, the circle of life. It makes sense that rappers would now endorse Trump, being that as long as I can remember, growing up as a kid in the 80s and 90s, I was in my adolescence in the 90s, so I was listening to rap. Everybody's talking about how great he is. Everybody is an admirer of the business that he has accumulated, the wealth that he has accumulated, his power, his attitude, his I'm the boss, fuck you attitude. That's something we can all get behind. So in every other rap song, it was Trump, Trump, Black Trump, Trump of the ghetto, I'm the Black Trump. 2015 hits, you can't touch him. Now he's a racist. So either you're lying that he's a racist, or you're dumb because you're sitting here taking pictures and rapping about a racist. So were you fooled? Did he fool you? How much time did he even spend around you to fool you? So you knew he wasn't a fucking racist. That's why you're taking pictures of him, with him, and rapping about him, because you knew he wasn't. But when the cool kids told you you couldn't do that anymore, now he's a racist. And you don't want to fuck with him anymore. Now you got dumbasses like, what's that? YG. Fuck Donald Trump. Go back 10 years, 5 years. That wasn't the case. So it makes sense that now these rappers are waking up. These rappers want to get shit done. The same ones claiming they were Black Trump are now working with them, or find his tax codes and his tax policies appealing. Because people vote with their wallet. You can say what you want, but at the end of the day, you want as much money as possible and as little government intrusion as possible. Yesterday, I was talking with the friends we went to visit, and she was saying how we were talking about California and the mass exodus, and she was saying how California used to be in the top 5, top 3 in education in the world. Not in America, which is an achievement in itself, in the world. And then in 1980, we got the Federal Board of Education, keyword federal, aka the government. They got involved. Now we're in like the bottom quarter in the world in 40 years. More government is bad. Biden is all about big government. If you can't scramble eggs, why am I going to give you a souffle recipe? You can't tackle the little shit. I can't give you the major shit. If you can't play that game, doctor or whatever, where you pull, not the one with another girl, you perverts. The one where you got to pull the bone out without touching the side and the game goes, eh. If you can't do that, I'm not going to give you an open heart surgery patient because you can't handle the elementary shit. So if the government can't handle that, if our roads are fucked up, the schools are underperforming, why would we hand them health care, higher education, and the environment? Why would we do that? But that's what some of us are trying to fucking do, and it makes no sense. Speaking of Bidenist pervertus, at his town hall, some dumb lady who the CPS should investigate and take her kids from, she stands up there and says, I have 2 kids, 2 daughters, 8 and 10, and the youngest one is transgender. So she wanted to know how he would treat the transgender community. Somebody please tell me how the transgender community has been negatively affected since Trump came into office. Because I see people posting shit like, "Oh, vote for Trump is a vote against gays and against LGBT alphabet soup group." So I don't understand, how have they been negatively affected? Again, with black people, since he's been in office, I don't see how I've been negatively affected. People worrying about their abortions and Roe v. Wade being overturned. I don't see how you've been negatively affected since Trump took office. How? What's happened? He's going to go after this group. He's going to go after that group. When the fuck is he going to go after us? He has potentially a few months left. When is he going to go after us? He must be mounting some hell of a campaign to wait until the last 3 or 4 months to put it into play. How in the fuck have these groups been negatively affected since Trump came into office? Now, if you're some terrorist leader, I can see how you've been negatively affected since Trump came into office. Because he's been droning the shit out of a few of you. But as far as the groups I just named, how have you been negatively affected since Trump came into office? Because that's what everybody was saying when he got elected. So now that he has 3-4 months, whatever left potentially, except for when he wins, but let's say he doesn't, he has potentially a few months left. When is he putting this plan into play? Let me know. Still waiting. Still waiting to come knocking on my door and taking me away because I'm black. Or taking you away because you're gay, or taking this away from you. Whatever that is, right? I don't know. I checked. I checked my rights account. I still got all the same ones I had before January 2017. This shit is ridiculous. What are you, transgender kids? Your 8-year-old is an 8-year-old, whatever they were born as. My 8-year-old daughter can't decide what she wants to be for Halloween. And I'm supposed to hand over her gender decisions to her? And do what? Get rid of all her girl clothes because she wants to be a little boy now? Start calling her some boy's name instead of the name we gave her? Is that what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to turn my life and my family's life upside down because of the request of an 8-year-old. What's that word I'm looking for? It's the same in English and Spanish. Maybe even French. No. I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're a little girl or whatever you came out as. That's what you are. We'll take the steps to make you understand that. But I'm not going to start calling you by another name and letting you dress like a little whatever you are not. That is ridiculous. But people do that shit so they can virtue signal. Look at me. I'm the parent of a transgender child, and I've accepted it and allowed it to take over my life. Pat me on my back. Tell me how accepting and progressive I am because of some fucking hole in my life. So I must fill it via my child's mental stability. That's disgusting. But of course, Biden's like, oh, hey, you got a little kid that wants to be a different gender? You should treat him as such. No discrimination here. My administration will be totally fine with that. Really. Totally fine with promoting a lifestyle in a child that results in over 40% suicide. Right? Well, Do you promote and support giving kids hormone blockers because you want to virtue signal to your other fucked up friends how progressive and accepting you are? That's disgusting. But of course, desperate to get as many votes as he can, pandering to the mentally insane, he says, oh yeah, that's totally cool. Man, you're crazy as shit if you think I'm going to allow my kid to be transgender at 8 years old. No, you're not. You're whatever you came out as. Whatever your plumbing is, that's what you are. When you leave this nest, be whatever you want. And what is it? 88 to 90% of kids who go through these stages end up re-identifying with the gender they were born as because it was some kind of phase. You can't indulge every little whim of your child, especially when they want to be the opposite sex. What the hell are you talking about? What do you look like doing that? No, this isn't Rose anymore. This is Robert. What? Then you got to tell everybody in your life and convince them to go along with this crazy shit too. Good one, Biden. But we'll close this on a good note, a funny note. So that reporter over at CNN, Jeff Toobin, what a fucking name. So this dude, he gets caught jacking off on his Zoom call, on his Zoom feed. So I guess he was having some kind of meeting with some other CNN folk or whoever. And he thought the meeting was over. He thought it was a journey. He couldn't wait to pull his dick out and start jacking off. He was so bent on jerking it that he didn't even double check to make sure the camera was off. Look, man, I'm not telling you guys, I'm not telling anybody how to jerk your dick, all right? How to spank the monkey or choke the chicken. All I'm saying is, if you get off of a camera and you were just talking to a bunch of people and your camera was just active, why don't you check, double check, and triple check to make sure that fucking thing is off so everybody doesn't see you jerking your dick? How about that? Why didn't you do that before? Obviously, this was on your mind. He was probably going through the meeting like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, Friday, yeah, meeting, 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be there. No, we'll do that. Are you sure, Jeff? Yeah, I'm sure. Go ahead, yeah. All right, we good? All right, go. See ya. And he just got the lotion out or whatever he uses and got to work. Doing some self-care, which is fine. But just make sure your camera's off. Now, he's been suspended from CNN, and I guess he worked for the New Yorker too. They suspended his ass too. A suspension, aka prolonged termination. Pretty soon they're going to be like, well, we couldn't work things out. We got to part ways. Because this fool was caught jerking his dick. And you know, if it's caught on camera, that footage is somewhere. And right now, Jeff Toobin is pacing back and forth at home, hoping that shit does not surface. Hoping that there's not footage of Jeff Toobin playing with his Toobin steak, trying to work for that gravy. Dude, CNN, you nasty. CNN is fucking nasty. Donna Lemon, that greasy lip bitch, Don Lemon, didn't he get accused of giving some dude the stink finger at a bar? Yes. This man is accused, and I believe there's a lawsuit. Some dude at a bar, he like pushed him up against the wall, puts his hand in his pants, rubs his dick, and then puts it under, like gives homeboy the stink finger. What? Look, man, maybe Donna Lemon, maybe he has some sensei come to his house every week and he knows some shit. But I tell you what, you rub your dick stink on my face. Number one, how you let a dude get that close to you? I don't understand that. You've never been in a fight on the playground? You never let some dude get that close to you. But anyway, a dude gives you the stink finger. We're about to find out how good you can fight. That's right up there with spitting on somebody. There's no other way for that story to end. But apparently this guy, he has amazing self-control or something, because he didn't whoop Donna Lemon's ass, and he gave him the stink finger. Now you got Toobin on here playing with his dick on camera in front of his damn coworkers. CNN is nasty. CNN no longer stands I don't even know what CNN stands for anymore because I'm so used to calling it the Communist News Network. Now we got to start calling it the Copulation News Network because your employees are a bunch of perverts. You got stink fingers and pud pullers on your payroll. He couldn't wait to turn that camera off. He couldn't wait. So, of course, he comes out with the apology to his family and his coworkers. He said he made a very embarrassing mistake. Yeah, you did. You sure did. You thought everybody was gone, so you decided to pull your shit out and play with it. Man, what is wrong with you, bruh? Make sure the coast is clear. Oh, good job, man. Good job, Jeff Toobin. Big time never Trumper, hates Trump, orange man bad. Now what? Oh, man, you couldn't make this shit up. Man, let me get in here. Enjoy the rest of my state-mandated meal period. The only good thing California's ever given me. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please, subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your newly designed green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.